Hi, this is Mr. Ye. Today we'd like to go over how to adding and subtracting fractions. So we're going to do the same question over again because the last time I didn't press the recording button. Okay, so we're going to talk about this question here. We're going to adding two fractions together, or subtracting in this case. So adding and subtracting, they are pretty much similar, just the opposite operations. So if you have -7 and 1/4 minus -2 and 3/5. Now I kind of write out this for you. When you have negative sign times negative sign, this becomes positive sign. Negative sign divided by negative sign is also positive sign. Same thing as this. This negative sign times positive equal to negative. Positive times negative equal to negative. Also, I'm probably gonna write out is if I have positive over negative, that's also equal to negative. So those are the things that you have to pay attention to. Now, when we deal with this, we want to make sure that makes easier to look at because you have two negative signs here. Those two negative signs is going to be simplified by multiplication. So minus sign times minus sign becomes positive sign. So that's becomes -7 and 1/4, and that's going to be plus 2 and 3/5. Okay, so now we talked about last time, all the fraction operation always change in term of improper fraction. And we're gonna change this to in term of improper fraction before adding and subtracting. Because a lot of people tended to do this, subtract this, don't do that. Change to improper fraction before you add and subtract. And you have to be careful how you change improper fraction, especially this part. This part here is -7 1/4. That means negative is going to times the whole thing. Don't make mistake by changing this by 4 times -7 plus 1 because that's a mistake. So what I do is, to help you out, is I always write a parenthesis right here. And that parenthesis is going to guide you to the right directions. Because I would have -4, and then 4 times 7 is 28. 28 plus 1 is 29. And that negative sign still stay in the front, it did not change. I'm gonna do the same thing in here because this is a positive sign, so it's okay. So it's gonna be 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. Now the problem of, if I'm adding and subtracting, it must have the same denominator. Must have same denominator. Okay, same denominator. So, but not for multiplying though. Multiplying, you don't need a same denominator. Just multiply top by top, bottom by bottom. And so in order to get a same denominator, here I have a 29/4 and 13/5. I'm gonna look at here, how do I make them to have same denominator? I want to think about a common denominator between 4 and 5. In this case, the least common denominator is gonna be 20. 20 is going to be, so we're going to multiply this number by something, but we don't want to change the number. So what we're talking about is we're going to multiply a number of magic number 1. And that 1 is a special number because 1 I can rewrite as 1/1, 1 can rewrite as 2/2, 1 can rewrite as 3/3, 1 can rewrite as 4/4, or 1 equal to 5, anything over anything. So anything, same number over same number, they have to be the same. Right? So the 1 is special. Now I can multiply this and not changing the DNA of these fractions. What I mean I'm not changing the identity of this fraction. 13/5, I don't want to change it. I just want to change the way it presented. If I change the way it presented, I want the bottom to be 20. So I'm going to write down LCD is going to be 20. So somehow I'm going to get to 20. So I'm going to multiply something called 4/4. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side as well. So I'm going to multiply this number to get to 20. 4 times what equal to 20? Well, in this case, it's going to be 5/5. So when you multiply those two together, remember, top by top, bottom by bottom. So that's a review about multiplication. That's why we need to do multiplication before we do division, adding and subtracting. So 5 times 29 is -145. On the bottom, on the top, it's going to be, again, plus. 13 times 4 is 52. and all over the fraction. I'm gonna write it in red so that way you can tell. Now I have a perfect fraction for you to add and subtract. In order for you to add a fraction, you make sure denominator are the same, and that's how you make them the same. Now I just multiply the top by adding them together. Not multiplying the top, by adding the top and keep the bottom the same. The bottom's not gonna change, so I'm gonna get 20 here, and the top is gonna be negative 145 minus 52, or plus 52, sorry. So negative 145 plus 52, a lot of you guys have trouble with this type of things. So what happened is I'm gonna draw a number line, I'm gonna say 0. I'm starting with 0, I'm gonna go with negative 145. We're gonna say that's negative 145. That's about this far. Now you don't need to be by scale. I'm gonna draw adding, so that means I'm gonna go right. So that means I'm gonna take the final distance from here to here. This is my value. My value is gonna be negative. Okay, so I know it's negative. Now I'm gonna take the difference between this distance and this distance. Don't worry about 145, so 145 subtract 52, it's gonna be 93 all over 20. So that is my answer for this one. Now, why do I write a complex fraction here? Is because we are gonna using the first two video, and we're gonna guide ourselves to do a complex fraction for our problem, and that way you can get an answer. Looks like a high school math question, but however it's composed of everything that has to do with 4th grade level math. So you gotta make sure that you can do this because it has all different kind of operations. And I enjoy this because it helps students to do adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. And that'll be all.